So welcome back. First, I want to say thank you so much for the positive response I got for the first video I made. I was very nervous, but everyone seemed to like it. Everyone seemed to respond to it positively. So this week, what we're going to be doing is something I really wanted to do for a long time and that I've been seeing a lot of YouTube videos of is a sketchbook tour. So I'm going to show you one of my old sketchbooks. I'm not going to lie to you, it's kind of rough. My art back then wasn't what it is now, but I feel it's very important to show you because I've advanced drastically in my art. My style has changed, something completely different. So I think it's going to be a beautiful thing. I'm really excited to show you what I was about back then. If I'm not mistaken, the book I got back in high school. So we're talking about a little bit over 10 years now. So here we go. Here we go. Excuse the angle. Obviously, I'm still very new at this, so I have no idea what good angles are. So here we have one of my old sketchbooks. This goes back from to high school. It was one of my favorite ones because it was leather bound. You can see here. Obviously, you can also see I love stickers. So, you know, whenever I get one, even my sketchbooks now, I have this little one right here for you guys. Even as I go on, whenever I get something new, I put it on. I like decorating things, you know. What I love doing with my sketchbooks is filling them up, you know, with papers and stuff. Why? I don't know. I do it with mostly all my sketchbooks. I feel like it builds personality and it shows who I am. Back in high school, I was very into tattoo art, which is why you see like a lot of tattoo studio stickers, see here and there. My art was very influenced by that too. So let's take a look. So you know, I have the opening. I have my name. My nickname back in high school was Big Hobby. She was a big girl, so. Also a humongous Lady Gaga fan. If you weren't aware, you are aware now. I'm pretty sure I have some sketches in here. So here we have some sketches. These were for a shirt design from a Latin American club, which I was a part of back in high school. Here's a continuing of that design. Little sketch. So this is where you can see like a lot of my art was very influenced by the tattoo style back then. Pin-up girl. Again, the rows, the banners, you know, the style, it's very, very influenced. We have an anchor, another anchor, a flower. These were all designs I did for people back in the day. You know, get a lot of requests from, you know, friends and family to just design tattoos for them because they know we're really into it. They give me ideas, little notes here and there, and then I would just spark a whole image for them. Here's a dragon. You know, I really love the Japanese style of tattoo art. A lot of my work back then was very influenced by then. I have a bunch of paintings and sketches, this being one of them. If you can see here, I have reference shots, an envelope or whatever that is. So again, very heavily influenced by tattoos and stuff like that with the tattoo world. Every now and then, I would break away from the pencil and start experimenting with color pencils, shadings and stuff like that. Being a self-taught artist, you know, a lot of it for me was basically copying other artists' work and, you know, learning different techniques and the way they did their art, which is why you see a lot of like random images. A lot of these images were, you know, images that I saw online, and I would, you know, try to interpret them in my own way or try to copy them so I could see how the artists did these styles and stuff like that. You see some very random sketches here. This was another design for a friend. Another Lady Gaga reference. I actually did this one when I first saw her perform at the Today Show, I believe it was. Lettering and stuff like that. So here, you know, again, I try to experiment as much as I can with different techniques. I'm not really good at portraits. Even till now, I'm still having a little issue with portraits. So what I would do, I would just take, eyes for example. I would do a study in them, family, actresses, models, whatever I could get my hands on, and just copy, try to imitate them. I believe JC Ink. This is my first artist name, you could say. That's what I went by for a while. Bit of random sketch. Another random sketch. What are these? Some tattoo flyers, an appointment card, little rough sketches here and there. So this one was very special to me. This is actually one of my tattoos that I designed. I feel like everyone that has come out of the closet and has been able to face the hardship that is coming out, rewards himself with like some kind of tattoo. And I've seen a lot of these, which is why I came up with the idea, and I wanted to do something that represented, my story and my accomplishment of coming out. So I came up with this idea for a half sleeve that would have flowers that each represented a woman that stood by me during the process of coming out. I have my mom represented the rose, my grandma the lily. The magnolia was one of my friends back then. The cherry blossoms represented my sister and stuff like that. So these are just some rough sketches. I believe this was the first sketch. Then I moved on to this and this. And I believe this is the final one that I stuck with. So I'll show you guys a picture of the full arm tattoo I have. And yeah, so it's really special. We have another sketch. This was again in the process of me coming out, and I didn't even realize that this book was with me for this long, and I was very proud of back then. We do, like I said, with the eye study, I do hand studies, little portrait study. This is the line, I believe. Little eye. Another portrait study. Obviously, this was never finished. Excuse me for. Again, some designs for friends and stuff like that. This actually was a painting I did for my dad for his birthday. I am a planner, so I plan ahead. So usually what I do is whatever sketchbook I have, I sketch what I want to paint. From there I go on to the canvas and paint it. We got a birthday card in here, some reference shots. I believe this was a design for another friend. So colored pencils, I love colored pencils. One of my favorite brands is the Prismacolor color pencils. So I was experimenting with color here. You can see this one too. Little notes from old friends. Again, big on, fonts too. Fonts is something I'm not really good with or familiar with. So back then, again, so heavily influenced by the tattoo world, I tried to, work on fonts and stuff like that. I have old tattoo business cards from shops that I visited. Little sunflower. This actually is one of my favorite sunflowers, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't done sunflowers in a while, but I really like this one. Some names, some font. Little koi fish. Little cherry blossom, again with the Japanese style. Some more sunflowers, I believe, too. Again, some old business. This was actually my first business card, which is pretty cool because I'm currently working on a new one because my whole name changed and my whole style. So this is really cool to be showing you the first one I made. Love and pain. This is actually tattoos that I have on my fingers. So it's a little idea. Love and pain always go hand in hand is what I always say. Another sketch. So around this time, I feel like I started to change a bit. again, studying real life. Color pencil again. I like this one a lot. Self-portrait. This is one of my first ones, I think. And I've never really focused on doing self-portraits, even in school. But it was something I always wanted to do. And I tried here a little bit. I don't know how successful I was, but you guys can be the judge of it. Another little design. Little Lana Del Rey portrait. It doesn't look like her. I don't know what it looks like, but you know, we try. Some Gaga portraits. I told you guys that I would have some, so here is some. Oh, so like I told you guys before, I am a planner. So these are the plans for the jacket I have as a costume for one of the Lady Gaga concerts, the Born This Way ball. Sadly, I wasn't able to go because the bitch decided to go and injure herself. But I had completed the jacket, and luckily enough, I got in contact with Tracy, which is a beautiful soul. I absolutely love her, and she actually did a photo shoot in honor of, you know, Lady Gaga, all the little monsters and what they represent. It was a beautiful moment. I got to meet so many amazing people that I'm still friends with a bunch of them, and I absolutely love them. I love them to death. Another little design that I have. This actually was like an album cover for a friend that did on Twitter, one of my old Twitter accounts. So some sketches. So this is what I mean. Like my art, I feel, took a little change. I started, you know, experimenting more with shading and, you know, different, you know, styles and stuff like that. Some old Michaels pamphlets, why not? This is pretty cool too. This is actually the design of my second business card, and I don't have one in the book, but this was basically the background of it. So here I got introduced obviously to the ink marker. I won't get too much into it, but I wanted to show you guys. I use the Faber-Castell artist pens pretty much for everything now. These are the ones that I started with. Especially here, I fell in love with it. I fell in love with like the big heavy outlines, and then you know, the very fine line details on the inside, as you can see here. Kind of obsessed with it, so I started doing a lot of art like that now, outlining them, heavy black ink. These were some notes for something. I don't know what this was, to be honest with you. These were plans actually for a design, like a flyer for an art show that I had with a friend of mine like a couple years ago. My show was called A Drop of Ink. Again, very influenced by the tattoo world. So this was the idea for it. Some reference shots. Something I love and that I've slowly improved, I feel, are gypsy heads. I absolutely adore gypsies. I don't know, there's something captivating, something beautiful, something mysterious about them. I do a lot. This is actually one of the designs I did for the art show back then. This was the album cover for my friend. I did this more detailed sketch of it. Another design for a friend of mine. And some more like flyers from tattoo shops and stuff like that I visited, that I got tattoos. Reference sketches. I don't know what the hell this is. And my email, and forever and ever. Forever and ever is just the way I say I love you. I feel like the word I love you is thrown around way too much. And that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe down below. Another thing I want to announce is at the end of June, June 27th, I believe it's a Wednesday, for anyone in the New York area, I'm gonna be having an art show in Brooklyn. The details I'll put down below for the art show, for the venue, the time, all that information. I would love to see faces there. Come admire me. I'll be painting, probably be doing some crazy bullshit, you know, me. So if you can, check it out. I'm gonna be posting my Instagram page, my Twitter page, the event page, all down below. So don't forget to check. Also, don't forget to subscribe, because I mean, why wouldn't you subscribe to me? Video. Peace.